The most asked question since I started sharing content on market is, how do I get this market? And especially markets that convert into sales. Today, I am drawing the curtains and I am sharing with you my strategies for finding markets and markets that can convert to sales. So hi guys, and welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is Wamoyo and this is Yanli Gift. I want to thank you so much for watching the previous videos. If you haven't watched them and you are here for how I find the market, you also need to watch the videos on markets I've done and also on the pricing of markets, because that information combined with today's video information is going to help you make a decision in the next market you sign up for. I'm also recording from my craft corner. It's still work in progress, but it is better than the couch. So karibu sana, and let's get on to the video. So I'm going to start by sharing the search process that I go through to find a market and the platforms that I use to find markets. Platform number one, that should be your very best friend, Instagram. Coincidentally, most of the market organizers post content about their market on Instagram. It is the most popular with market organizers for reasons that I really can't explain. And new searches such as markets, upcoming markets, markets in Nairobi, pop-up markets, call for vendors. There are also various accounts, and one of them is call for vendors, that consolidate all the markets that are coming up and post on their page. Social media platform number two that I use is TikTok. TikTok is not popular with market organizers, and I don't know why, but it is very popular with vendors. A lot of vendors are on TikTok. They sell on TikTok. They market a lot on TikTok because TikTok does have a good conversion for people who are selling products. So you'll find that if vendors go to a market, they'll share their content on TikTok about a particular market that they attended. The good thing with the content on TikTok, number one, it's because it's shared by vendors. So you're able to see real vendors that attended this particular market. Two, in their content, you're able to see how the attendance was in the market, how the crowd was, what kind of a crowd was it, location, decor, the layout, all those things, you're able to see them from a very organic content. And lastly, if it's a market that you had not come across, then you're able to know about the market and do your due diligence. So I feel like TikTok gives more information, even if that information and content is not coming from the market organizers. I find it very, very helpful that it's coming from people who have attended the markets. The third platform that I use for searching for markets is WhatsApp. Nowadays, WhatsApp is a whole business platform. So you've got communities, you've got channels, and you've got groups. So WhatsApp channels are public, and therefore you really don't need to know who is the owner of the channel. You don't need to have their contacts to be able to access the channel. All you need to do is go to the channels, scroll through, and see whether you can find any events or any business posting events, any event organizers, or any events, any markets coming up. Then you have communities. Communities, now you need to know the people who have opened up the communities. So you need their numbers to be added to the communities. And then you have groups. And again, groups, you also need to know the person to add you into the groups. but I use those platforms. So other than channels which are public and you can look for by yourselves, to get into communities and groups, these organizers, they do share either WhatsApp group link or they give a number on their Instagram platforms. So you can use that as an avenue to join the communities and the groups. Okay. Then finally, the last method I use to find markets is word of mouth. So whenever I go to a market, I'll meet people that I know I've met in other markets before, and I'll also meet new people. I like to build my social network. I talk to people. I find out where they vend, especially if we haven't met before, find out which other markets they've been to. And this information is exchanged freely. So if you're in a market, just talk to people. If you've never met them before, find out whether they've been to other markets, how they find them. That word of mouth, you'll be able to build a large catalog of markets. Take that data and then now do your own due diligence and follow up and see if the markets are a good fit for you. Now you know how I search for markets. So let's now go to how I vet, because hapa ndio kazi. Vetting is the job. So my first vetting is back to the platforms that I use. I will vet the audience, whether it's looking through the Instagram account of the market organizers, whether it's through the vendors' content on TikTok and Instagram, or even just word of mouth. I'll vet the audience. Is the audience coming for drinks and food and fun, or the audience is specifically coming to shop for gifts and items? If you haven't watched the video I talked about the markets I did in 2025, please go and watch that video, because I have talked a bit about audience that comes for the sherehe and audience that comes to shop. But that is one key factor in your vetting a market. So if a market is an event market that is largely about food and drinks, then chances are high the larger audience in that market will be coming for food and drinks. If an event or a market is family oriented, whereby it's organized to meet families' needs, like organic foods, shopping for a season, maybe it's Christmas season, Easter market, that market is likely to have a larger audience coming to shop for things, and therefore a better fit market. Tuko pamoja? The second thing that I look into when vetting the market is how frequent the market is. Is it a seasonal market, like they only host it once a year, twice a year, thrice a year? Or is it a frequent, regular market? And sometimes it can be a 2 times a year market or 3 times a year market, but it's a very good market. It is designed in a way that it attracts people who are coming to shop, and it creates anxiety into the next market. It creates FOMO, like I missed the first one, I cannot fail to go to the next one. So you have to really be careful when you're vetting seasonal markets. Some seasonal markets really do not bring loyal clientele, but some seasonal markets bring loyal clientele. An example of a seasonal market that brings loyal clientele is Biz Bars, Pop and Chill, Bargain Box, Artisan Market. Those are seasonal markets. Those guys only hold like maximum 3 markets in a year, but those are markets that attract very loyal clientele. So they are a very good fit if you can afford them. Yeah. The regular markets also are a very good market because Regular markets allow you to build your own loyal clientele. So let me give an example of, I go to Shamba Cafe every weekend. And the fact that I am there every weekend, I've started building a relationship with my clients. People know that they can find me there over the weekend. And so if somebody is looking for something and they missed me last weekend, they know that they can find me the other weekend. And that helps me build a very loyal clientele and a relationship with my clients. As you're vetting regular markets, it also depends on how regular are you in those regular markets. Are you going there once a month? Are you going there every weekend? Are you showing up as and when you feel like? Or are you consistent? So the market can be consistent, which is good, but you're not consistent, which is not good. So when you're vetting, those are the things you need to look at into regular markets or consistent markets and seasonal markets. Very important point in vetting the markets: marketing. So you have an organizer here, you've seen the market, you're interested in the market. How are they marketing it? Please take your time to scroll through their Instagram, their TikTok pages, and even if you go to their channels or their groups, please take time to scroll through and see how they post. Are they consistent in posting their markets? Are they promoting their markets? Do they like sponsor ads to the market? How are they marketing? Do they market it themselves on their page alone, or do they look for collaborations where they have a bigger reach? Do they tag the vendors, or they just keep posting the poster, the market is available on this day from this time to this time? The way the market organizer markets their market is extremely important for you. If you go to their Instagram page and you find they had a market last year in November, and they only posted a month to the market, 4 posts, 1 a week. And after the market, there is no follow-up. They never told people how the market was. They never did a poll. They never did a follow-up. They haven't posted anything. They're waiting until they organize another market. That market is not a good fit for you. The message that market is sending to you is, tukipata nafasi, tutakujia pesa yako. And finally, this one is not to vet the market. This is to vet yourself. Now, vet yourself. You've done a list of the markets that are available. You've narrowed down to the markets that you think you want to join because everything that I've talked about ticked. Now, let's vet ourselves as vendors. Is the mathing. So let me explain what I mean by is the mathing. You've made a list of the markets, you've narrowed down to the markets you want to sign up for. And you're at the time where you start feeling, I can pay for this one, I can pay for this one. Now let's do the math, because here we are auditing ourselves as the vendors. For example, you've chosen one of the big seasonal markets that I've talked about, BizBuzz, the Artisan, Bargain Box, those ones, Pop Up and Chill. Those markets ask for 15,000 and above as a sign-up fee. That's just the sign-up fee. There are other costs, which include your transport to the venue. Some markets are so big that you need someone to help you, which comes at a cost. Other costs include, you probably sponsored a post, you're creating content, you're spending time. So at the top of the expenses, you have the market sign-up fee, you have transport, and you have meals and drinks. So if you signed up a market for 15,000, add another 5,000, and you have 20,000. So self-audit. Can the product you're going to sell in that market recoup minimum 3 times of your expenses? If it can't, don't sign up. 2, You could have the product and you think it might recoup. Looking at the audience of the market, location, the marketing. What is your probability of sales? Is it 50%? Is it 10%? Is it 80%? You need to do that. So in your self-audit, you need to do a worst case scenario of each market and the best case scenario, and see whether you'll be able to recover your sign-up fee, your other expenses, materials for your products, and pay yourself, because that's why you went to the market. So having said that to you, choosing the right market is the difference between an empty pocket and a sold out stall, or at least a full pocket, even if you don't sell out. So if you would like to know my favorite markets in Nairobi, please let me know in the comment section and I will do that video for you. For now, please let me know if this information was helpful. If you feel much better at searching for markets on your own, let me know in the comment section, and see you in the next video. Now, Walombo. Remember to subscribe if you haven't subscribed to this channel, because there will be much more coming up on markets, as well as things that I'm making, sales that I make. And every time I go to a market, I'll bring that to you as well. And I will include details of how I found the market, like a proper review of the market.